We're live now.
Live and stuff.
It reminds me of that time
Hi.
I was driving down the road in my Eldorado and I saw this huge wedding party, right? Big banquet and stuff. So I pulled over into the handicap parking lane.
Wait, did you say cruising down the street in my Eldorado?
Yeah.
Right
And I had to park on top of a handicapped person because Eldorados are pretty large.
But we all got a duck when the shit hits the fan.
But so when I got out of my car, all the girls looked at me and they turned the color of an avocado. You don't know that song?
I do.
I don't know any more of it. Here's Melissa.
Pablo Picasso's never been called an asshole.
No, not even when he parks on handicapped people.
It's a good song.
Yes. Yeah. We have been, there's just not much that's been happening. I haven't really had much to say.
Wait,
We can't talk about most things yet.
Didn't we go somewhere today?
Oh, no, we can tell them about your teeth, your jaw, your Seattle trip. That's where we were.
Yeah.
We went on a magical adventure to the land of Tweakerville.
It
was 7 hours. Yeah, it was a 7-hour journey.
Did not like that.
We were lucky that we ever made it back alive.
We're lucky we found the damn freeway.
I know. We found the doctors easy. It's a big ass hospital building. Hard to miss those.
But then on the way back, it was like hard to make a left turn. So he's like, well, I'll go right and go around. And yeah, that didn't happen.
That was another half hour down the drain. No, not really, because we actually drove the same direction as the freeway. So we were really just driving on the actual city roads instead of the freeway at that point.
And then the GPS kept trying to
take us to the ferry.
So even though we're on the freeway going out of town, it's like, turn around and get on the ferry.
Yeah, it's like we're on the freeway heading home and the GPS, to get home, turn around and go to the ferry. I'm like, no. And the reason we didn't take the ferry is because, one, you never know when the next one's going to be. And two, it would have cost almost $50.
No, it was going to be, I think.
No, like 3 people plus the car. So it's like 13 for the car and then like 8 something per person.
15 for the car.
15? Okay, whatever. It was a lot.
It was like $8.50, yeah.
So no ferry for us. Oh, we need to go get the handicapped people put in now that we have time. That's one of the things we have to get. The handicap discount pass. But I gotta fucking find where my paper is, and you have to have proof of. No, it said you have to have a doctor's letter. Huh?
Probably.
You said we'll have to look up the requirements. Anyways, Washington State has a handicapped person discount for the ferries, but you have to go jump through their goddamn hoops, and
yeah.
I think that might mean having a doctor's letter.
That's a lot of hassle to take the ferry when we take the ferry maybe
Never.
Once a year at most.
Never now.
Yeah.
And the next
the
trip,
last time we took the ferries when we had the minivan, I'm pretty sure.
Well, we've only been on the ferry once in the past 5 years, so there. You've been on the ferry a few more times because.
Well, I was on the ferry.
Because you're a Randy Tart.
When was that?
It was a long time ago.
Like 5 or 6
You went to
years ago.
Not 6. You went to Whidbey Islands. Yeah. So like.
Oh,
3
that's
years.
right. I took the ferry like
that.
That was 3 years ago. Okay. I was thinking of this other time. I went to Whidbey Island.
There was no other time.
It was a different time when I flew in.
That was before you met me.
Yeah, because I flew into SeaTac, and my friend picked me up, and she lives on Whidbey Island, so spent the night there, and then the next day she drove down somewhere.
Oh, do you want to tell?
Oh yeah.
About the bad news, or the shitty?
Okay, so apparently,
your jaw didn't heal right.
My jaw didn't. Okay, basically, they were supposed to bring me to Harborview after the accident, and they didn't. They took me to Tacoma General, which is like
Not the right place.
fuck,
Very
such the wrong place.
Very wrong.
At Harborview, there were people there that totally could have fixed my jaw. The dude that did my jaw was an ear, nose, and throat doctor.
And your muscles are now short, and your the part in the back, it's not actually properly healed because. Did you want to say why?
Well, I have had to do exercises to stretch the muscle, but the
doctors told you that.
When they took the rails off my teeth, I asked, "Is there some kind of physical therapy I need to do? You know, what can I do?" He's like, "Oh no, it's okay, you're fine."
Yeah. So they told you to do the opposite of what you needed for it to heal properly.
Yeah.
So you were taking it gentle instead of working it out the way you're supposed to. So now we're just now starting those exercises, hoping that we can reverse some of the damage, basically.
And then I guess so they need to get the records from the hospital, like the original records, to see like what the actual break was.
Sent the fucking forms in for them to send that.
So they need to see that to see if there's anything that they can do, because otherwise to fix it, they need to actually re-break my jaw, and that would.
Well, she said that they're most likely not going to do that,
right?
Because you're actually learning how to eat now.
And so she said that I'm probably just going to have to learn to live with it, and it kind of sucks because in the back of my mouth there's a part that like jabs me.
I think that'll grind down eventually. I think that'll correct itself a little bit, not like all the way. And the exercises and just your daily eating over time should fix it up some. And the doctors might go in and not do like minor surgery, like chipping off bone shards that shouldn't be there.
Well, and then apparently if I do need further surgery, then I won't have to be wired.
No wired shut.
I'll use rubber bands.
Yeah, just rubber. So that's good news. The good part of it. Now, what the fuck else is okay? So the wide world of bullshittery that's going on. I don't know where to start. It's like not a lot is like actually happening overtly that we can see. I guess there are some things that have come out that I just didn't even feel like it was a big deal enough to even make a whole stream about it. Like the whole airplane blowing up stuff.
Wait, there is an airplane?
Or the drone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guess you know how we were talking about the tankers that supposedly had landmines or not landmines, but marine mines placed on them, and the video of that stuff. Well, here's two other pieces of information about that. One's actual more information. Iran has a phone recording because they were wiretapping them between the MEK, which is a religious cult in Iran that's actually a terrorist organization that is funded by, you guess who, America. So there's a terrorist organization akin to ISIS running around Iran that's funded by America. They're not like ISIS, but they do the things that ISIS does.
I'm pretty sure they're like ISIS because, funded by the U.S.
Well, no, apparently they're worse than ISIS because they're known for like brainwashing people and turning them into like, super ninja Zion, like Muslims or something.
Super ninja Muslims.
Some Muslim zombies. Ninja Muslim zombies.
Okay.
But they have a phone call recorded it's called, depending on how you say it, there's the MEK, MKO, and guess who? Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia and the terrorist organization of Iran are the ones that did all 6 fucking tanker sabotage operations, meaning it had to have been Saudi Arabia that did the Sidewinder attack on the ships itself, because you have to be a nation state to have things like Sidewinder missiles.
I don't know what that is.
It's an air to air missile or air to ground missile.
Does it like go?
Probably. That's probably why they call it a Sidewinder missile.
Yeah, that's.
They do course correction.
I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of some kind of firework that was called a Sidewinder that went.
No, I'm not. So it's actually factually known because they were talking about it on what they thought was a private phone conversation on how to frame Iran for blowing up oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. So that's like a case open and closed.
I know. First, make sure they can hear whatever we're talking about.
Yeah. So if you're trying to do a false flag, it's really good to like not get caught red-handed.
Too late.
So also, somebody else on Twitter pointed out something hilarious that I feel kind of stupid for not noticing myself. That if you go look at the video of the so-called Iranians on their little speedboat going up to the anonymous oil tanker, it's a big ship. It doesn't show you the ship, so you can't tell what ship it actually is. It's just a big ship. And it shows them like putting things on there and taking things off or some crap like that. And somebody pointed out, they're definitely following the super top highly trained mine removal team standard operating procedures of like, if you're dealing with an unexploded ordnance, to go ahead and bring 10 of your buddies and have them stand them right next to you. So if you blow up, they go with you, because that's how professionals deal with unexploded ordnances, right? Bring your 10 buddies to get them blown up too.
Hey, you guys, come watch me disable this bomb.
And then when that person mentioned that, I'm like looking at it and they're wearing life preservers. Like if you're like super spies on a top secret mission to frame somebody, you're going to be wearing a bright orange fucking life preserver. Like, oh, and if you're handling unexploded mines, wouldn't you be wearing that mine suit that's all the big Gumby suit that the mine?
That thing must float too.
Yeah. Actually, it probably floats fairly well. You might not be able to swim well in it, but
just sit there helpful.
you gotta blow it up to make a cell or something. Use your feet. But so there's some other incriminating facts about that craptastic video. The USDA is lying on the crop reports like summer's day. Like the crops are fuckered. If you look at the thing today, there's still massive rain going through the Midwest. It's totally everywhere. And like I said, the thing you got to look for, if you want to look it up yourself, is go to Twitter and just search the hashtag NoPlant19. It's all right there. What? Well, it's my source. If people want to know what I'm talking about, I got to let them know where they can self-verify the information. Okay. I know it sounds a little nerdy, but it's how you it's how you verify that you're actually talking about something that's real. I could make shit up like, hey, everything's flooding in the Midwest because of the grand solar minimum.
Somehow.
So the grand solar minimum is being caused by cosmic rays. Mm-hmm. We don't know what their frequency or their magnitude is, so we have no standard SI units for these rays, but they're cosmic rays. And apparently they have a weakness for Earth's electromagnetic shield, but Earth's electromagnetic shield, it's taken a day off, and that's why all the farming is going bad. And it's causing an ice age, and the woolly mammoth is going to like come back because like a bison and an elephant are going to have sex, and then mutations are going to happen from all the cosmic rays. You're blowtorching again?
Yes, I am. It's what I do.
It's what I do. Hey. What'd I say? Oh, wow. Even her mom said the crop report was bullshit. See? Like, even within the report, well, they actually went to the actual websites, the farmers did, because when it came out, they were looking at the report going, wow, this is some BS. That's not what I reported, right? And they're also using averages to conceal how bad things are. So, like, they go by states, and I think it's weighted on their percentages. I have to move it back this way.
Sorry.
So like states like Iowa got like less than 50% of their crops planted because they're the ones that got hit by the flooding way bad. All the rain, way bad. But but that's weighted against states like Texas, right? So if you're looking at all the acreage, right? But Texas doesn't plant a lot of fucking corn and soy. They plant fucking like cotton and rice and like other things.
I don't know what Texas likes to plant.
Well, we can look it up. They show it on the crop progress report.
Okay.
What Texas plants, they're on there. And then they're trying to say that only like under 10% of the land is oversaturated on these fucking that crop progress report. When if you look out the fucking window at all the farms underwater, you can see that way more than 10% of the farms have oversaturated ground. Like they're not able to plant because
when it's a pond, you can't call it the ground.
The pond, it's more than a fucking pond. There's people, farmers on Twitter are posting pictures of fucking slider turtles and trout swimming around their cornfields. Like
America.
I mean, there's so much water out there. You're gonna wake up one day and you're just gonna see a bunch of fucking Vietnamese people in straw hats out there growing rice. Then Mr. Miyagi's gonna drive in there with the Karate Kid, and
that's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. They remade that movie like 3 times so far.
How awful!
It's like America can't make up an original idea no more. Like Hollywood, no more ideas. Just redo it. Men in Black. It's now Bitches in Black. You made that up, not me.
Thanks for remembering, because it sounds new to me.
Are they going to experiment with the little flashy memory eraser device and using that as a dildo? Like, what happens if you flash the vagina with the little flashy device? I don't know. Is that a new porn? That should be a new porn. Bitches in Black.
Wait. I forget things all the time. Are you sure you don't have one of the little flashy things?
I'm sure you just have a brain injury.
Damn it.
Oh, also from the USDA, some more information since I'm just throwing out blah information. Like this is just the stuff I've been reading. It's daily news stuff. And I didn't consider any of it like, something that everybody needs to know about. It's just the government's lying to us. And I'm pretty sure we all know this. Things are so bad. Like the grains are so bad. The crop planting is going so bad. The USDA knows it's so bad because they're changing all the laws. They're not laws, they're regulations for the prevent plant crop insurance that the government runs. And one of the things they changed is they're opening up. Normally, if you prevent plant crops, you have to wait apparently until November 1 before you can open the land up and use it for grazing, or before you can hay it and bale it and stuff. You have to wait till November 1 normally. Well, they're afraid there's going to be such a shortage of animal feed this winter. Like they don't think the harvest in September is going to go well. And because you know why? A lot of people ain't going to be harvesting until November. So the grains that are normally being harvested in September for the animals to eat in September aren't really going to exist yet, because they won't exist until November. So the USDA is hush hush, without trying to actually make a big deal out of it, moved up, opening up the prevented plant acres for haying and grazing to September 1st. That's 2 months early. Because if they don't, they think the dairy industry might actually die. Because what I didn't know, and that's another thing I learned, that your beef ranches are in different areas, and the predominant, the cows you see in the Midwest where all the farms are at, that's dairy cows. And the beef cows are all from Montana and Colorado and Texas and stuff.
they have the meat cows too.
Not
Those,
as
I think
much.
are more in Minnesota.
Yeah, the high plains. Not in the Midwest, the high plains. Like the west part of Minnesota. And they have them.
And they have windmills.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they have lots of cows on there.
They might be the dairy cows, though. But the beef cows.
Well, I mean, they do have plenty of dairy stuff there.
Right. Hey, Toots, man. How's it going?
Hi.
So that's a thing happening. So they opening up the lands for grazing and haying to save the dairy industry this winter.
Grazing and haying.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I'm reading farm news, okay? It's what they call it. And apparently you can plant corn and soybeans and consider it a cover crop. Because you're planting it late, so it ain't actually going to mature. So it's considered silage.
Oh, I guess so.
So they basically hang it, or something for animals.
Or they turn
silage. That's the other word, silage.
Or turn it into the soil.
No, they use it for the animal, for grazing.
Oh.
Yeah, they open it up for
See,
grazing.
it's really stupid though that they feed the cows everything from the corn that's more than just the corn.
I know, that's how your dairy cows are abused. The bad part is that your dairy cows that take all that abuse because the beef cows are usually free range.
Well, they're trying to fatten them up so they can.
They do that at the fucking feedlots, but not that, So yeah, they do that at the feedlots for the last 2-3 months of their life or something. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting.
Yeah, we drove.
Yeah, all through California and Arizona.
I think we saw some in Arizona.
Yeah, a lot in Arizona. It's all on the border. Arizona, California border is like the feedlots.
Pretty awful.
Yeah. No, you can screw it over. It's okay. I'm way over here now. It fell over. We call it trash.
Bye, trash.
So there's a new, I don't know if it's new, but this flavor from Coca-Cola, fascist Coca-Cola, it's orange vanilla and it has caffeine and no sugar. I actually like it. It would go really good with vanilla ice cream. Oh yeah. The funny part about that 2 feet of Aspen, places like Aspen, I don't know if it was specifically Aspen, but that general neighborhood, they got fucking up to 2 feet of snow.
Well, Aspen is a ski town.
They're in the middle of their fucking strawberry festival.
Exactly. It's not exactly the time for that.
Right. So that was my other point is they got 2 feet of snow right before their fucking strawberry festival.
2 feet?
2 feet.
Wow.
And
well, then I guess go ahead and open
it
the
wasn't,
ski.
No,
ski
it wasn't
resort
skiable.
Really?
Yeah, it's all wet snow. Melt right away, within days melting. Because I checked the temperatures.
Cement.
It's 40, 50 degrees out there still. It didn't get cold. It was just upper atmosphere snow.
Sure.
So it came down as snow. But it's not sticking. It's just wet snow. It's the kind of snow that actually is really bad because at that level it destroys buildings. Mm-hmm. It'll cave in roofs and shit from the waterway, and stuff. Especially if it rains on top of it. Mm-hmm. Then you get some crushed buildings. What else do we got? I don't know. The war news. Oh, heart attack snow. The neighbor's motorcycle. So things are pretty quiet in the road. It's not
for me.
Yeah. It's not that nothing's happening. It's that there's a bunch of high-level diplomatic meetings going on. Just yesterday, there was a 2.5-hour meeting in Tel Aviv between Israel, Russia, and America. And they were going to be there to talk about Iran and Syria. So, of course, nobody from Iran or Syria was there. Actually,
because
why?
All they really
bother?
wanted to do is talk about Iran.
Right. They didn't want to talk to them.
Those guys are they're fuckers.
Right. So the results of that meeting was they came out and of course Bolton was Iran can never have a nuclear weapon and they are giving missiles to the Houthis. or something, which they really are arming the Houthis because, you know, they're fighting the crap out of Saudi Arabia. Why? Who wouldn't want to give the Houthis weapons? I would love to give them some weapons if they paid me. Will they buy my weapons?
Houthis sounds like something out of Star Wars.
Okay. But they're pretty ragtag, wiry people. Remember, we're talking about a nation.
Shack up with the Houthi tribe.
They're like dying, like in hundreds of thousands of Yemen people are dying of actual fucking starvation and stuff.
It begins.
They never show up in a snowstorm. That would make sense. It ain't funny in June. Oh man. So and then after that meeting, the other people said something like, "Go fuck yourself, America," and that's the general gist of the conversation there. Okay, and
isn't that the general consensus?
Pretty much.
And then Trump's all, "I'm doing great. I'm fabulous."
So since the last
for
time,
several years.
Yeah, since the last time we talked, apparently, so America is telling Iran that they have to follow the nuclear agreement that Trump just pulled out of unilaterally. So the president of Iran, mind you, the president, he's there with his fucking staff, and they're filming it, right? And the president's like, "You just pulled out of this agreement because you said it was a bad deal, and now you're saying we have to follow the bad deal?"
Well, you haven't pulled out of it yet, so yeah.
And he's like, "This is a sign of mental retardation." He's like, "The deal's either all good or all bad."
And then their reaction is, "Did you just call me a retard?"
Yeah, Trump's, "You can't call me tarded." That's not nice.
I'm gonna tell.
You were, in fact, your supreme leader, the Ayatollah. I call him the Ayatollah.
Good old Tola.
Good old down in the Tola. So the Ayatollah, Trump is like,
instead of the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah. So Trump's like, "Oh, you call me a retard? I'm going to sanction you. So you're not allowed to buy American property. You're not allowed to use American ATMs, and you're not allowed to visit America." And he's putting these sanctions on a person that owns nothing in America, has never left Iran, and will never use an American ATM machine because he'll never come here, regardless of your sanctions. So he put completely fictional sanctions on Iran. And then he comes out, and then the news is like, Trump decided to go with financial sanctions instead of a kinetic war because he's a humanitarian. So he's basically a pussy. Yep. He's a blowhard. And now the whole world's laughing at America.
He has totally shown himself to be a pussy from his reaction with the whole blowing up of the drone. So because at first he's all, "You're gonna be sorry," and then he's like, I kind of exaggerated.
It's worse than that. Back when the original 4 tankers got sabotaged, he immediately came out and tweeted, "If you ever attack us again, that'll be the end of Iran." And then they blow up the 2 tankers, and they're trying to frame Iran for it. So technically speaking, since Japan is a NATO member, I'm pretty sure, America, if they think Iran was responsible, had an actual legal obligation to retaliate. So he failed NATO, broke NATO rules there. I already told you about the phone conversation, so we already know it was a false flag. Anyways, so that happens, and he's like, "No, we're just gonna wait and see what happens." So no obliteration. No ending of Iran. Let's just wait. So he's already shown he's a pussy. He's 0 street cred, right? Exactly. Then Iran's like, "Well, they're accusing us of that," and then nothing happens. So they're like, "Hey, see that really expensive Air Force really machine up there? Kaboom! Gone."
How do you like me now?
And Iran then Trump's like, well, I find it hard to believe that was a top level decision. I think that was just some general that made a mistake or something. Then the literal president.
Somebody's finger slipped.
Yeah. Then the actual president, both the president, the defense minister, the general of the IRGC, and the Ayatollah all come out and go, no, Trump, we did it on purpose. We were tracking it for 4 hours. We blew it the fuck up, and you're not going to do dick about it.
Right in front of your whatever, the people watching.
Oh, yeah, and that P8 with 38 people on board that we could have whacked the fuck out of, but we wanted them to see we just wanted them to see and be like, watch their balls curl back up into their spine and stuff as they realized they almost got their ass greased, So, and then Trump does nothing. Iran actually threatened and said, we could have blown up your 38 people, but we decided, we're just going to send you a message this time. And did Trump do anything? No, nothing. Did he obliterate Iran? He told Iran, if you attack America, it'll be the end of you. They attacked America, and they're still there. So the U.S. president has revealed to the world that America is a blowhard fucking coward bitch. That's a simple fucking fact.
Of course, can you really call it attacking when the U.S. drone was in their fucking airspace?
It doesn't matter. I didn't say anything about laws and shit. I said that they attacked America. That's it. America was spying on them. I don't care. The point of it is Iran was like, whoops, boom, we attacked you. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. It doesn't matter if it was in international waters or Iran waters. Does not matter. They could just as easily have blown it up in international waters, and Trump still would have done nothing. So that's the fact. He's a coward.
Yep.
And every time Trump tried to back off, going, well, maybe it was just one of their generals, they're like, no, they step in with more body shots. And like, no, we did it on purpose, motherfucker. And then he's like, sanctions, hey, call me. And they're like, fuck off, Mr. Clown.
And he's like, I think they like me.
Yeah. And then he comes out on Twitter like, oh, I'm messaging Kim. We're having a great time on the Twitter, and we're like emailing each other. I sent him nudes.
They're Tinder matches.
Yeah. Pretty much. But, so that's the thing. Anyways, America tried to strong arm the UN into like saying that Iran like did something wrong, but Russia came out and was like, no, we're on their side. We don't care what you say, America. So that was what the whole Israeli meeting thing was about. They thought that they could get the Russian Defense Department all isolated in a room alone with America and Israel there in the middle of Israel and Julandia, Tel Aviv, and that Russia would somehow betray Syria or Iran or Palestine. And Russia's like, no, we're not bitches like you. Yeah, so
that has a point.
That was a 2.5 hour conversation that was probably very uncomfortable for some people. Oh, there's like forest. Well, I guess it's not forest. It's permafrost fires in Siberia.
Wow.
It's actually.
Oh.
There's like.
I have to stretch my jaw now, and it hurts when I yawn.
It's actually warmer in Alaska than it is in the Pacific Northwest. If we're in like 60s and 70-degree weather, and there's parts of Alaska with 80-degree weather right now. Yesterday, parts of the Siberia were 80 degrees.
See, sounds lovely.
With the permafrost on fire and methane everywhere.
Sure.
Like the permafrost is melting so fast.
You can really get high on the methane.
Yeah, it might actually, the thunderstorms might be what's starting, and they're like firestorms. That's how you get the firestorms, I bet you, is from melted permafrost. And then you get methane clouds and kaboom.
And then the lightning sparks it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's bad.
So then you have like just flame just rippling through the air.
Then you have fire that's making it hotter, which is helping to accelerate the melting of the permafrost. So this could go very poorly for.
Well, okay, I guess the issue would be how quickly does the ice release its methane?
Oh, there. Oh, well, it would have to evaporate. No, after it's not. I think the methane is in gaseous form, isn't
But
it?
it's
Or is
held
it in
it's in the ice, right?
Right. So as soon as the ice turns to a liquid, it would be able to escape.
Right. Okay. But so how much methane is it? Like, you know,
A lot. It's bigly.
huge.
There's actually YouTube studies shit coming out. It's PG&E in Siberia. Yeah, but that's what it is. Pretty much everywhere PG&E goes, fire follows.
Pretty much.
So, is that Procter and Gamble?
Pacific Gas.
So, I don't know, man. The farmers are saying that the food crisis is way worse than anybody is letting on.
It's gonna be bad.
They saying that it could be 50% loss of crops come harvest. Like come harvest time, it could be 50%.
Now, that's mostly animal feedlots, or is that?
This is the corn and soy, which is all the corn.
So it is largely animal feed.
Who knows? Who knows? That's
well,
the other.
Especially if it's not able to like mature properly.
What we need to do is find out which corn is the Frito corn. Okay? Because
save the Frito corn.
Well, they're planting all this fucking Frankencorn that's for animal feed or for biofuels or whatever the fuck.
Is it Frankencorn or is it Frito corn?
Well, it should be Frito corn. But the point of it is what we're learning is just because you see cornfields don't mean that's human consumption corn. Oh, I think actually the vast majority of it goes into things not for human consumption, like biofuels, sugar,
and animal feed.
And to make fertilizer too, silage, because they use that to make fertilizer, don't they? Once they ferment it.
Sure.
Something like that. Because it's like liquid fertilizer. Yeah. So also, America's one of their biggest exports in America is corn and soy, and on average, America exports over $130 billion worth of soy and corn every year. Now, that's a lot of tax money to lose. Now, if you do this little simple math in your head of estimating things, if you think about it, if half of our crops are lost, and you also look at the fact that China buys 60% of the American soy crops, and if half of those are gone, that means America only has 10% of normal amount to export.
Well, okay, but China has already said that they're going to be cutting back on what they need. So
exactly.
I guess it all works out.
The point of this, well, other countries have actually been buying it because NATO's been strong-arming people and forcing them to feed their cows bad things like soy and corn. The point of it, that's not going to last. The point of it is China got America hooked on growing monocrops for China, and now China's not going to be buying our shit no more, at least for a year or two. They can't hold out long. They have to buy our farm products because they'll starve to death if they don't. But coincidentally, they have the swine flu, and they say it's like Ebola for pigs, and it's pretty much 100% death rate. Yeah. So they think they're going to lose over 10% of their pigs by the end of the year.
Decimated.
Yep. Actual decimated. which thankfully for China, they have a strategic pork reserve, unlike fucking fly-by-night fucking America.
Is it like a barn full of pigs out back?
Yeah, pretty much. They're government pigs. But they also have strategic grain reserves and stuff like that. They actually care about surviving disasters, so they store up in times of plenty, and then they divvy out during times of need. And that's how you keep your nation alive. It's called being a nation. It's what nations are supposed to do. It doesn't matter if you're a communist or a capitalist or some kind of islamist or something like that. All nations have a simple purpose of helping your civilization survive. And you do that by preparing for bad times, because there's always going to be bad times in the future. And America stopped doing that apparently in 2008. And now the bad times are here. You know those nursery rhyme stories where they're just talking about, hey, you need to help me do all this work, and the people are like, no, we got to go, it's sunny out and stuff like that. That Mother Hubbard's cupboards and stuff.
Are you talking about the parable of the ant and the grasshopper?
No, that would probably be a different version. This ain't some Chinese story. Holy shit. I didn't think about that. The dollar stores are going to be getting wiped out. Target too, and Walmart. You're right, because the Waltons, all of their shit is made in China.
China says no for you.
No, it's Trump put all the tariffs on it, so now they have to pay the tariffs to import their stuff. Good. So he's, you know what? The whole tariff war might not even.
Trump.
He might not be even attacking China. He could be using it to attack the Walton family. To attack his
because he wants to be the richest, damn it, with his few million.
No, apparently he's just as rich as all the others. It's, you know, at that level they try to hide their wealth so much, so you can't really tell. Anytime,
that's true.
And there's another characteristic of rich people: they try to pretend that they're poor. A lot of them, and those are the ones.
And I think also a lot of them are much wealthier than they let on to.
Well, you should look for some alternative made in America stuff, except for other people's. If you live in Canada, you want to get made in Canada stuff. You see, I'm not like trying to be all patriotic. It's just a simple fact that your domestic companies that produce things domestically, you can hold them accountable, because you can go to their fucking store and talk to the boss and complain. You can go to the Better Business Bureau and complain about them. You can sue them in court if you have a lot of money and lawyers. You see, but if you're the average bloke, you can't fucking sue China for the shit that they ship to you, because by the time it's on the Walmart shelf, what fucking company made that? Do you know where they're at? No. It just says imported from China. That's all.
You take my return, China.
Yeah. But that's why I always recommend, as much as possible, buying domestic products. I'm not saying everybody should buy made in America stuff. You got to buy your own made in your own country stuff. So, I don't know. So Safeway hasn't been giving us a lot of meat discounts. It looks like everything's chaotic. The pork prices are really low. They just weren't quite low enough for me to invest in anymore this payday. Then the meat prices are coming back down too, but not quite like they were from the other month. There you go. What else have we not? Is there anything we've missed? No, but it's like there are no jobs. Okay, I finally figured it out. No.
I need more tea.
Okay. And you instinctively know that Trump's full of shit when he's like telling you how great the economy is and how there's all these fucking jobs. There's no jobs, people. It's a lie. He's actually fabricating these statements out of whole cloth. There's no basis to what he's saying at all.
He doesn't even know what he's saying.
No, he doesn't care. He's too stupid to care. But
the jobs are fine. They're huge.
But fucking. One of the things that actually did make America a really awesome nation at the beginning of our nation is this thing called, government grants and subsidies. And in the beginning of our nation, we actually cared about to equalize the economic playing field. The government would set aside money and divvy it out to banks with special rules. The banks had to give loans to poor people. So what would happen is if you were a smart person and you had an invention or an idea for some kind of a business, some kind of a thing, an idea that you wanted to put into play, make it a reality, and see if you could be a nice entrepreneurial person and get filthy rich, because that's the American dream. Well, back in the days, the reason that was the American dream is because the government funded those ideas. All right. So you would do the paperwork with what you wanted to do, your budget of what you needed. You take it into the bank. And if the bank liked everything on your thing, it would give you a fucking loan. So Joe Blow down the street could open up his fucking shoelace factory or whatever the fuck, right? Fucking.
It's my dream to open a shoelace factory.
Or whatever. Like, it's.
Gonna make all kinds of laces.
But the government funded ideas. And it was, even Reagan did this. Even Reagan did that. All right. As early as Reagan, up until Reagan, even of
course, he forgot that he did it.
Right. But as early as Reagan, historically, would fund. That's why he had the brain bank. They funded science. They funded scientific explorations and projects and experiments. And it's what made America great, because we had a nation that funded ideas. Now we're a nation of just funding war, and that's it. If you have a good idea and you don't already have billions of dollars in the bank, you're not going to be able to get a loan in America. You're not going to go in and get a $5 million loan to open up a new kind of bread factory or some shit like that, or a solar panel company, or you're not going to be able to do that unless you're already filthy fucking rich. No bank is going to give a poor person off the street a loan, no matter how great their idea is. And that's why America is going to crumble from corruption and stupidity. It's why our ruling class gets more and more stupid, because there's no more mixing of good ideas with the people that were born into money.
I would really, really hate to see somebody stupider than Trump.
Well,
Trump at this point is making George Bush look like a cool guy, like not bad.
Not like you're calling Bush a genius or anything.
No, of course not. But he's, compared to Trump, he's,
but
at least really smart.
Bush would never have pulled out of a treaty and then demanded the country to still follow the treaty. Bush wouldn't even do that. He'd do a little bit of cocaine. It would get his brain working. And
he's like, let's do this thing.
Right. It's like, I'm stoked, man. And that would be, Bush, he was dodging shoes back in the day. I mean, think about it. He was like, whoa, good shot.
He dodged him pretty good.
You see, that frat club did him well. He got his money's worth out of that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Dodging the shoes. That's one of the greatest scenes of American politics.
It's a good one.
It is. I like it. I don't know what I was even talking about.
Me too.
Something about
stupid shit is not
so
bothering me.
So the president of Iran was actually making a statement about how insane it is to pull out of a treaty and then demand the nation that you just fucked over to still follow the treaty that you said is a shit deal. And they're like, that's retarded. And then the American media, Iran calls Trump a retard. No, that's not what they said. That's not what
They only implied it.
they only implied it. Holy shit. Yeah. See, that was the other part of it. Now the only way, if you're poor, to make money off of your idea is to sell the fucking idea to a rich person,
and then you totally lowballed, and they would make all kinds.
You
of
get
money.
a couple of million. That's the end of the story, and then they make billions.
Yeah.
That's how Microsoft. That's how Bill Gates got his money. He stole public domain things and put patent on things he didn't invent. The Microsoft, the Windows program, that desktop environment was actually invented by Xerox. It was a program, it was an experiment project. They wanted to know if they could use the original computers, if they could make it to where handicapped people could use them to make their life better. And that's how Xerox made Windows. And then they're like, we don't think we'll be able to market this. We're making copy machines, fuck it. And they just abandoned the project. Bill Gates comes on, picks it up, puts a patent on it, and he owns it, even though he had nothing to do with Windows ever. Seriously, Bill Gates ain't some genius. He's a thief. That's all he really is a fucking thief. So I really hate it when fucking left-wing retards come at me. He's a humanitarian and a philanthropist. No, he's a fucking criminal. He's a fucking ugly-faced fucking criminal. He's a little bitch boy, and I swear he's never been in a fist fight in his life at all. And seriously, I'm thinking in Shanglu, like, before you get your honorable discharge, you're going to have to get in at least a fist fight. All right? Because, like I said, ties will be broken by boxing matches or cage fights, whatever the two peoples agree on. I don't know. And it's going to happen. None of this fucking, the vice president bullshit. There is no vice president. There's the Council of 100. And you know who gets the pick to choose the fighting? The warlord. The warlord, whatever side they vote on, they can choose to stand in themselves to do the fighting always. And remember, your warlord, they're going to be in charge of fighting other world leaders. So you're probably going to want to pick a pretty badass motherfucker to be your warlord, And remember, all the members of the Council of 100 will actually be veterans. That'll be a requirement to be able to run for election, is you have to be honorable discharge veteran and such. So,
So you're saying, no handicapped people in the...
No, you can't be a cyborg. We'll have Chinese technology. We're not Trump. We're going to trade with China. Fuck, man. We have AI and everything. We're going to be high-tech. High-tech pirates. So, if you get your arms and legs blown off defending Shanglu, you'll get cyber limbs.
No, what about people that are, for some reason, disabled before they, can they still go into the military?
If they volunteer for the military, then of course we'd have to give them some limbs. Okay? And besides, there's going to be universal health care. You'd have limbs anyways. Free limbs for all.
And ponies.
And ponies. These are cyber ponies.
Wait, cyborg ponies?
Yes. And power armor.
On the ponies?
No, well, if it would definitely have to be a cyber pony then, because the power armor is pretty heavy, I'm guessing. But the point of it is that would be a thing, and
so there's cyber ponies with armor.
Yeah, and that's why no one's really gonna want to get into some serious pissing contest with the pirate nation, because it means the warlord's going to challenge you to a public fight. And getting hit with a metal fist because their original arm got blown off in combat and now they have a cyber arm means they're going to have a mean right hook. Okay? So I guess, you might have to have some rules, you have to wear facial protection. You got to protect the grill, stuff like that. But I think that's a good way, because I think that would make people think twice before, committing so much emotional attachment to their ideas in the Congress, right?
Well,
Because
so.
if you had to put up or shut up and defend your fucking shit, like, adult-like, with your fists, that would make you maybe want to negotiate a little more fairly. Maybe you're like saying, well, maybe their side can take a swing at this problem this time, who knows? But maybe, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really care. If you don't care enough to fucking get physical about it, you obviously don't care enough about your idea, now do you?
Okay.
I think this makes sense to me. It is so muggy out. Oh my gosh.
It is.
It is. That breeze feels nice. But, I just think it would be nice to have, a nation that's ruled by people that are both physically and mentally tough. Well, that would suck, Toots. That would really not be nice.
That would blow.
An Indian whisper. See, but you also, that's why you have to have rules. Like, you have to pass moral philosophy in the military before you could get an honorable discharge. You see?
Well, isn't the whole moral thing just a matter of opinion?
Well, if you take the class, you would be able to argue these things. The point of the class isn't, there's like no right answers on this. It's your ability to reason and to show human compassion and to show that you're loyal to your principles. Okay, it doesn't matter what your morals are. You have to show that they're actual morals and that you're willing to fucking stand on your morals. That's the point of it. Okay, like most people just they adopt this whole worldview of whatever their magic book tells them, and that's their morals. And their go-to thing is that.
Totally had something I was going to say, and it's gone.
I'm sorry. Right. So the point of the whole class of moral philosophy is to screen people to make sure they're not raving psychos or yellow-bellied cowards. All right. That's the whole point of it. It's a filter. You're not trying to tell people what to think. You're evaluating them to make sure that if they ever gain power, they're not some kind of a psycho nut job.
So yeah, when I lose something, one of my thoughts, that I can't get it back.
Not yet.
It's gone. It was there, and then. Whew,
then I hit and I was mounted deer. Whoa, wielding that deer horn antler menacingly. That's kind of that's a formidable weapon there. Good time.
Step back or I'll gore you.
I think that's valid. That's totally valid. But yeah, my whole point of that is you need a filter to filter out. You don't get to decide who the leader is. That's what the general, not civilian, the citizens that vote decide. But you need to make sure is that people who run for an office are competent leaders. That's the whole point of that. All right. And it won't be perfect. It's just a filter. And the whole point of having 100 is that a few bad apples are going to get out there and they're going to be there. And you have 100. And if there's only a few bad apples, it means your system will work. There'll be more good than bad. You can always make sure there's the good, sane people will always outnumber the batshit crazy psychos. All right. And I think it would work for a while at least, and that's just my idea.
For a while at least.
For a
while.
Because
all societies break down eventually.
Oh yeah, nothing lives forever. You see, the whole point of it is to put something new on the table, a new form of human government, a new form of human civilization, and let it go. Let it grow. Let it grow up. See what it does. I don't want to fucking run the fucking show forever. I don't have that level of narcissism. I'm going to grow old and die soon. I want something that's going to last for generations. I want something that's going to mature, grow up, and go in a direction I never could have thought of because somebody else had a good idea, and I created a playing field where good ideas flourish. All right? That's all.
Okay.
You know, I want something that's going to surprise me and amaze me. That's what I want. What? When I'm like there in my old person home.
I got my splinter out.
Oh,
so
yes.
there's that.
That was a good thing. I smell really bad.
You do?
Yes.
I don't smell.
I don't know if it's my shorts or my shirt. I think it's the shorts. And it's muggy out. Ugh. Oh well. I gotta shave anyways. I was thinking about waiting to shave until tomorrow. That be okay? Oh, today was the first time you used the shaving soap. Or yesterday.
Yes, it was good soap.
So I've been using it for months now, since right before your accident. And when I found out, the $15 soap is the best soap for shaving. You liked that stuff, and this was like only the $7.50 soap. But the whole point of
So
it,
even the cheapy soap was better than the other stuff that
the canned stuff.
Yeah.
No, and you know the biggest difference I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff we were using, which was the best product that you can buy off the shelf, I know because I bought all that crap and tried it all, is it felt grainy.
Mm-hmm.
The shaving soap, it's just nothing. It's just almost frictionless.
Makes for a smooth shave.
Yes. Now we got to get that fucking razor system for you. We can do that probably in the winter. Maybe sooner.
Maybe.
Well, you're probably running out of blades, and you know how much I'm gonna look at how much those fuckers cost in the store, and I'm gonna think to myself, for 2 packs, I could buy you a brand new razor and a pack of 100 blades.
Well, 2 packs of my blade thingies is probably like almost $30.
Oh, 2 packs for $30? I thought they were like way more than that.
No, I think they're about $15.
Okay, because the razor is probably going to be $50 to $100, and the blades are only going to be like $5 for like 100 or some crazy shit like that.
Even the special, no cut ones or whatever.
Yeah, I'll do a special stream on that for the girl shaving products, because I understand as a female and whatever, we're all doing different things, and you're going to need a different kind of razor than a guy. You can't use the straight razor. That would just...
That's a no.
That's a definite no. So, but I didn't know this before, but they make old-fashioned razors. One of them is the single-edge, single-blade safety razor, and they sell really cheap blades for them. And one of the blades they sell has the little wires around the blade, so it'll prevent most of the nicks and cuts. It'll make it just like that crap from the store, except way better.
Okay.
I think some of them are even adjustable. I don't like that whole idea of an adjustable razor, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one I got.
It's going to be weird to get used to the head that doesn't swivel.
The white whiskers. But the don't swivel?
One that doesn't swivel, because I'm used to
none of them swivel.
One, I know. I'm used to one that does.
I don't think I would like the swivel.
Okay.
I don't think I like that. And I just remember the days when I was using the store razors. It still, I have that. It's just, I remember it as being a very unpleasant experience that was never a good shave. It's like shaving with a brick now is what it feels like.
So, okay, let's do the shave and you get this brick.
It's a sharp brick. But that's what it would feel like, is rubbing a brick on your face. That's what store razors feel like. And I have a very thick beard.
Brick face razors. Get them today.
Get them. They should sell that in Safeway. Brick-faced razors. Oh my God. But it's not really about that anymore. It's actually about the experience. It's having I like having high quality stuff. It's like, well, I gotta shave like almost every day if I want to be well groomed. And it's like the store stuff, I'd always get razor burn from it because they're crappy razors. They're very crappy. And the stuff, the old-fashioned razors, the razor I use is from World War II, and it's all nicked up because it was used in World War II. All right. It was actually an army, the razor Gillette made, mass-produced for the army. And like it would have been sold in the PX in the fucking army store and stuff when they were original. And it's a regular double-edged safety
again,
razor.
It's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why would you want a beard? Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. But when we're on the road again and we're showing you our life, I'll probably show people how to shave in the field and stuff. Because the way I do it in the house and the way I do it on the road is going to be two different experiences. Except for when we're in Washington and there's like, free water, of course, when you're in the state parks. So I can shave however I fucking feel like. Man, I have so much work there. We still have to put a sink in and a hot water heater. We got the water pump and then the one tank for cold water. We could use rig up
a separate tank for hot water.
A separate tank and just pour heat up the water and pour it in there, and then it would work, right? It would give you hot water, but it would just, you pour it in there and then you turn the thing on, the sink.
Well, that wouldn't really be that much different from having the bucket full of hot water and putting the pump thing in it.
I wonder, I'm wondering actually if we could convert like an old coffee maker and just use that instead of a hot water heater.
It would take so much fucking batches.
No, the old-fashioned coffee makers, they're like 5 gallon or not 5, but probably like one whole gallon or something.
What kind of old coffee did you use?
The big metal ones that had the big basket like this big, and you would put like half a can.
That had the little spout thingy?
Yeah, that kind. And take the spout off and put a hose there instead and run it to a water pump and have it go from that to the sink.
I guess that could work.
It would be very steampunk.
Yes, it would.
You know what? You can make one like that. It would be very unsafe probably, but you could take an old-fashioned hot plate and make your own water heater if you wanted. You could actually use an old electric stove burner if you wanted and just hook some power up to the thing.
Sounds dangerous.
I know, isn't it lovely? But like an old hot plate would do the trick, and then just make a copper, because the one I'm thinking of is easy. I'm thinking of making it like out of copper, so it looks nice.
Wait, I'm sorry, making
a hot water heater out of copper.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Like, what are those big copper boiler thingies? Is that part of the brewing process that I'm thinking of?
Probably. Maybe they actually just make that shit and you can buy it already, and I don't have to reinvent the wheel or some shit.
It seems like I can picture something like that in my head. Of course, I'm not sure that it's something that heats as cold as it. Right on.
All right. That's what we're going with. Fuck, we keep forgetting to take the dog picture in the town to post it on the board. Oh, but we actually already talked to somebody about it. We can't say who, because we can't say who. We'll never say who online on here,
but
unfortunately.
But it would be
we're finding
a pretty good match.
We're hoping we found a good home for one of our puppers. Beer kegs jet to roof in the summer might work. Well, I need it to be elect. Well, I want it.
We have the solar water heater on top of the van.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that already, but that's not going to be hot enough.
That only holds what, like 4 gallons top?
No, it's 7.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But we need to buy another water pump because you have to have a water pump for hot and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Except if the way the RVs are is they only have one water pump, I think.
And it pumps both.
Yeah. It's just a matter of because it pulls the water more than pumps it, actually, if you think about it.
Mm.
So it just, the hot water goes in first, probably. I don't know. Wait, no, it would all have to be separate. It must be a water pump with 2 pumps in one or something. Yeah, you're right. You'd want your hot and cold to be separate. So we need another water pump for the hot.
Okay.
Some like it hot. So, and you need it to be lightweight too. So I'm really thinking the old-fashioned coffee maker. I bet you they have them at like the Hub or some other antique type store, just secondhand stores actually. Well, yeah. What? Coffee pots for hot water heaters.
Okay.
The beauty of those things is they already have a heating element in them. And if the fun part about it is you have to fuse it properly, but I know how to do that.
Well, how many gallons do you think something like that would have?
If you're just talking about shower and shave, and it's like really hot water, you're mixing it with cold anyway, so you shouldn't need more than like 5 gallons.
Okay, but do those things hold 5 gallons? I don't think they do.
I don't know.
I was thinking it was more like 3 gallons.
Well, we'd have to find the big old industrial ones from like the Army. Maybe the Army surplus store has those old coffee makers.
Oh, I bet you if we were going to find one, it would be in the Oroville.
Yeah, they seem to have everything. I so want one of those backpacks, but they're like really expensive for some reason. I don't know why when they have so many of them.
I liked that one jacket, but I can't remember what it was now.
Didn't we get you whatever jacket you liked? I thought you had it. I think you did get it.
I do, but I don't remember what jacket that is.
When you see it, you'll remember.
But I wanted to get the oilskin one and
that
oilcloth.
Yeah, those are hard to maintain. Cool. No, you literally have to like just hose them off and dry. They're really difficult to maintain. Then you got to re-oil them. We got you a nice leather one. That thing's so heavy duty. It's in storage. But we're so ready for life. We're just waiting to get untrapped from here.
I remember getting a jacket from there, but I have no idea what it was.
We're just like 1 or 2 months away from some freedom. Oh well. Or if things go better for us in other departments, who knows? It's whatever. Have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, what else is going on in the world? The U.S. is in shambles. It's literally a shambles. Eat some down. The goose downs. You don't use that stuff because apparently they're mean to the geese.
Something like that.
Something like that. No, we got plenty of cold weather gear, I think. Pretty much, except for shoes. I'm thinking
I actually found my warm boots.
You do? I don't have any clothes at all, hardly, except I got some winter stuff, but not much. Man, I'm like Tiny Tim level clothing, man. I don't got shit. It's really bad. Oh, Goose lives matter. So, like, don't forget to stock up foods for the winter, people, because I really think it's going to be bad. And here's the kicker. Let's say I'm like wrong and it's not as bad as I think it's going to be. Their prices are still going to be expensive in the winter, even if there is food available. And so this actually, at worst, will save you money. And that's why I say you don't go buy that crap from Amazon where they're like, here's your survivalist food supplies from with badger milk and stuff like that. You know, Alex Jones stuff or whatever. Real foods that you really cook, like dried goods, like whatever. We talked about that already.
Well, definitely, you know, stuff you want to eat, not
right.
just like stuff that, you know, you'd eat in an apocalypse.
So actual rice and flour. Oh, we added some canned goods like tuna fish and olives is good. We're still working on the fresh stuff. That's the hard part. And oh, Kool-Aid packets.
You know what? I looked for Kool-Aid packets at the store and did not see them.
They're really.
They might have
be
been
on the
in
juice section.
Well, that was the same section as the soda.
There's a juice section that's separate from the soda section.
Well, there was a water section.
That's separate.
But that was separate.
Else. Yeah. No, there's an actual juice section.
Okay.
It might be not a full row. And it might actually, because of the store's Safeway's kind of retarded, it might be over in the baking aisle.
Maybe.
Or seasonings. I don't know.
Near the booze.
They might put it somewhere weird. Yeah. So one's gonna eat it anyway. I guess they say that's what I would say. But the point is, Kool-Aid is fortified with vitamin C, and you don't cook it. It's a cold beverage. So it's actually a very lightweight way to store up vitamin C for the winter.
But you want to mix it with sugar.
So well, that's
a bite of the sugar separately.
And I'm thinking like the sugar, a 20-pound bag of sugar per person should get you through the winter.
Probably.
I mean, reasonably or close enough to it. And sugar is one of the things I'm thinking it might not be as expensive this winter. Even if there's like total catastrophic famine and shit, the sugar beet harvest or planting season went well. And I haven't heard anything about sugar cane. I don't even know if we grow that I think we do. It grows down with the cotton, I think, in the deep south. They have sugar factories down. They're all in the deep south, like Georgia and Florida and shit.
I don't know where they.
I don't know, but I'm guessing they grow it there if that's where the refineries are. But the point of it is, oh wow, well he's well fed. But yeah, the sugar prices are even if they do go up, they're probably not going to be exorbitantly expensive like the rest of the food. That's what I'm thinking. And the USDA opened up the grazing land early for the winter cattle. So the dairy industry should be okay. We're already stockpiling stuff. We got, what, 2 pounds now? Where's the other one at? We put it up here. It's hiding. See, we got actual 2 extra pounds of butter already. And my thing is I want to have 10 pounds of butter stored for winter.
How are we going to fit that in our freezer?
It's top secret.
Okay.
It's not that much space. It's fat, so it's very heavy, dense calories. And like you said, you know, 10 pounds of butter will get you through the winter for the 2 of us, I think. Oh, wow. Macaroni salad is good. I'm going to be cooking for the first attempt, seat of my pants. I'm not going to look up a recipe or anything, so this could turn into a fucking unmitigated disaster.
Macaroni salad. I might be able to eat that.
We don't have the stuff for it, though. We don't have onions or pickles or anything. All we have is tuna fish and olives. And not much of that left.
That would be a weird combination.
We've been stocking up some stuff. Like I said, we got We got 2 pounds of butter in the freezer, and we got like 1.5 in the fridge. So, and it's the end of the month, so that means we actually have stocked up on it. No, 20, anything under 28, I consider a kid. So there. And it's just the fact. Oh, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. The human brain does not develop the risk assessment module until right around the age of 28. You know, some people comes early, some people come a little late. Development being, it's biology. There's just brackets on averages here, you know. But that part of your brain doesn't develop until right around the age of 28, which means humans don't have the ability to not get fucked up until they're almost 30 years old. Like, you don't have good judgment. Like, you don't have judgment. That part of your brain doesn't even exist.
That's why all those rock stars died when they were 27.
Yeah. It's why people die. It's why humans die young so much. That's what civilization's for. It's to keep us safe until we grow up. And growing up means almost 30. Why do you think we have, you know, you think at like 40, yeah. But that's why do you think we have these arbitrary fucking laws in our Constitution about how you have to be like 35 or 45 or something to run for president? There's an age requirement for the office of president.
I think it's 35.
35. It's because you don't have good judgment until then. Right. So first you have to become an adult, and then you have to gain experience as an adult.
Or you might be Trump, and then
you never develop it at all. Right. But that's where upbringing. That's where upbringing. I think rich people, that part of their brain is actually atrophied because their money shields them from having to learn how to make good judgment calls.
Well, that's probably true.
The 27 Club. Yeah, but that's why in Shanglu, I'm really thinking about making it to where you can't even enlist in the military until the age of 24 or 25 even, right? And,
you know, before you're old enough to know better.
Yeah, no, you have to. Well, because humans are all like, what's the one problem with youth? They really want to get out there and prove themselves, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if you put it to where you have to be 25 before you can even apply to be in the military, to become a citizen or whatever, the time before that, it's free education. There's free education in Shanglu. It's rules. There's rules to it. But in general, there's going to be free public education.
Fuck the rules.
You know what? If somebody's smart enough to break the rules, you need to look at the context of that and maybe a public beating, and then you make sure that they get into public service, because that might be a smart person that you want to cultivate as a leader. All right. People that break the rules in like ingenious ways, you have to punish them for breaking the rules, but then you want to reward them for being smart. All right. It's seriously, this is how shit's supposed to work.
So you slap them and then you help them up.
You slap them upside the head and go, "You stupid. Now you're going into the military," or something like that. Right. So, yeah, I know. And America likes to complain about other nations and their child soldiers, but guess who does it the most? America, man.
Well, your dad was young when he
enlisted. He volunteered. So he could have been 17 or so, but I don't think so. I think he was older than that. But
I thought he said something like he was like 17 or 18.
Okay. 18. But yeah, because, you know, if somebody's smart enough to break the rules and you have a system that's fair and just, and cops do their job and judges do their job and stuff, and somebody's able to game the system, well, that's a smart person. So you might need them on your side. So you might want to cultivate that person, you know, groom them for leadership. Yeah, we're dirty bastards that way. You break the rules, we're going to make you in charge of some shit.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, that'll teach you to fuck around. How you like it if your old fucking reputation is on the line as a Council of 100. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think it. That's like there's not going to be any fucking money in the fucking shit either, man. There might be rules, like you might not be able to just jump straight into the Federal Council of 100. You might have rules that says you have to go through the lower governments before you can even be in the Council of 100. That would ensure maturity of your statespersons, of your leaders, right? Hey, that's another filter right there.
Of course, it might also have people kind of, ride the wave of success kind of a thing.
No, there's term limits.
For each
level. For each level. Because you might have your ideas of today is because you grew up with those problems, and after you solve the problems of your generation, it's time for you to step aside and let the new generation do their job and solve their problems of their generation. That's how that works.
Okay.
What? It's fair, I think. I think the number 3 sounds good. 3 terms per level.
Like 3 strikes.
Or maybe make it to where you can only serve 2 terms at a time, then you have to sit one out.
Maybe.
And so instead of term limits, it'll be term breaks.
So how long are the terms?
Don't know. That's not for me to decide, actually. That's for other people to fight it out. I just, like I said, I want a general framework to throw it out there, to get the ball rolling, to get a new nation started. And I want people to fight out the details. I want communication. I want people to fucking stand up and take ownership of some shit. That's what I want. People to fucking invest me emotionally. Finally not retarded. Yeah, see, sometimes it's when you look. That's why every single human that's actually not a coward can look back at their life and go, ooh, I made some bad decisions out there. It's just, man, it looks like it's going to rain. It looks so dark out there.
It is looking dark.
I should get ready to start cooking.
Okay.
It's 5:20. Should I cook?
I like food.
You Oh, I fucking discovered the perfect recipe for making fucking rice. It's fucking awesome. It actually saves a lot of water too. One of the things we've discovered is the pressure cooker conserves water. You don't have to use as much water as other methods of cooking that require water. So anything pressure cooking, I want to get another pressure cooker, like maybe slightly smaller. Okay. Because this pressure cooker stuff is going really good.
Nice.
Or maybe identical. It's a pretty good size. It's medium size, the one we got. Mm-hmm. They got fancy electric pressure cookers now where you can program
them. They have canning pressure cookers.
But you can use a regular pressure cooker for canning stuff.
They're big.
Oh, yeah, because you put the jars in there and stuff, huh? I think that's a little, well, I guess you're right.
Well, if you did a lot of canning, if you were homesteading, for example.
Exactly. We do want to get into preserving our own stuff because canning, I think more of pickling. Because that's all pickling is seasoned brine and vegetables. So you can can anything.
Would you rather use brine than vinegar?
You use both. The recipe is mostly salt, but the vinegar would be for flavor. But most of your like canning like that for pickles, it's salt brine. Like eggs, salt brine. Pickles, salt brine.
I've never had a pickled egg, but pickles.
We can make some. You don't have to. They don't have to be long-term duration stuff. They're kind of nice if you need something. You want something a little sour.
Hey, you can show the eggs we got today.
Oh, they were cooker a coon recon. What? Is that a joke?
I don't know. Or it might be a fancy pressure
No,
cooker.
we got an old-fashioned one.
Ours is a Presto.
Okay, not old-fashioned, but medium-fashioned.
It's a Presto.
Because the old-fashioned ones can blow up on you. So you don't. This is one of the times where you don't want the 1930s technology. You don't want a good 1950s, okay, 1960s.
Unless you want it to blow up.
Unless you want to make a pressure cooker
You can
bomb.
leave it like a ticking time bomb.
If you want to take out a crowd with a fucking turkey or something, get the old-fashioned one. That would be hilarious. Killing them with...
Oh, I see. That's a fancy one. I don't think we can afford that.
No. That's probably the kind that you can set the pressure and it's electric and the timer, it has a timer and probably does like a bread maker probably. And we found, with our storage requirements, a bread maker might, wait, no, it doesn't cook the bread. It just makes the dough, huh?
No, it cooks it.
Really? That might be something we want to look at. But I really think, can we fit a loaf of bread into that thing? Like if we put it in a pie pan, would the pie pan be enough? Would it get too big or what?
It might get too big. Like, I'm not sure.
Maybe we could do a half loaf or a 1 loaf recipe. Like the problem with making your own bread is it takes a shit ton of flour. We're like a minimum of like 4.5 cups of flour for a loaf of bread. And that's why you want to have like a good fucking 80 pounds of fucking flour stored up for this winter time. Oh, they're all watery. No, our eggs are local, so they're usually all fresh. They're fresh. Like I make poached eggs just fine with our grocery store eggs. They're all local, as in no farther away than, say, California. So what Safeway has is, for some odd reason, their egg shipments, they get a lot of broken eggs. Like, so they have to repack them all, and then they can't sell them at full price because they're repacked. So Safeway, our Safeway, for some reason, has a shit ton of repacked eggs, like almost all the time.
And they're like 99 cents a dozen.
They're 99 cents a dozen, and regular price is like $4 for the same
at least
egg.
for the eggs that we ended up getting today.
Yeah, ours is a stovetop.
Yeah.
But ours, I always stock up. Eggs also in the fridge will last 6 weeks. 6 week shelf life. So for $1 a dozen, we got brown eggs. 3 dozen of them, except for 3. And these are pretty good size eggs. These are large. I hate the medium and small size eggs. I know they would make better poached eggs, but I still don't like them.
They're slacker chickens.
Well, actually, no, the shells are actually thicker on them. I didn't know that until I checked. Yeah, I've used them before, but yeah, the medium eggs actually have the small eggs. You can really tell it's a much thicker shell. And I'm imagining the smaller ones are probably less runny and would probably make better poached eggs. But anyway, so here's one recipe. You write it down or not, I don't care. Long grain white rice. Rinse it until the water runs clean. And it's a 1-to-1. So 1 cup rice, 1 cup water. Weird. For them to all have double yolks.
Yeah.
That's a mutant chicken.
Or a bunch of mutant chickens.
So for every cup of rice, 1 cup of water, plus 1/4 cup of water extra. And it doesn't matter how many cups of rice, because this is a pressure cooker recipe. So like, let's say you have, I wouldn't go above 3 cups of rice, because then it's not going to cook right. There is, unless you have one of those fancy ones with a stirrer in it or something.
Well, also you need to be able to allow it to have space to expand.
Well, no, it's not even, there's plenty of room to put 4 or 5 cups of rice in this pressure cooker, but it just wouldn't cook properly. It would burn on the bottom. So anyways, so like I'd say 3. Maggie. Yes, right. And they're in the carton anyways. As long as, whatever. But
well, yeah, when you put them on top, they're gonna fall out and be spilled eggs everywhere.
Yeah.
Stupid people.
So let's say you have your pressure cooker, your stovetop pressure cooker, and you put 2 cups of rice. So what did it say? So you would put, he can't find the instructions. Well, you should be able to look it up by model. Just look at the model and go on the internet and type in the model, and you should be able to download a PDF for instructions.
I want to check out those
What?
pressure cookers.
Yeah, we will.
They're probably pricey.
Yeah, probably. Ooh,
All
okay.
fancy.
So you say you put 2 cups of rice, and that means you need 2 cups of water plus 1/4 cup of water. And like, let's say you put 5 cups of rice, you would need 5 1/4 cups of water. It's the same every time. I love YouTube. And you bring it, you put it on high heat, and 3 minutes, that's it. 3 minutes at pressure, and then turn it off, because if it goes over 3 minutes, it's going to burn anyways. That's it. That's it.
Let it come down from pressure.
Let it come down from pressure. No, just let it come down naturally.
So you don't have to run under.
No, not at all. And that's it. And that makes you perfect fucking white rice. It's perfect. Unless you want sticky rice.
Still rice.
Oh yeah, that's why I said I was going to make the soup and fish.
Oh.
Because there's rice to go with it. That's why you'll see me cooking a lot in one day, because I'm planning ahead. Like, I wouldn't want to cook the rice and the soup and the fish all at the same time. But this way, we got the rice, I can make the soup, and then we can set the soup aside and cook the fish real fast. And then it all goes together.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
I wish we had salsa, because you're the one that mentioned the damn tacos, and fish tacos would be yummy.
Fish tacos sounds good,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I can.
What was the other recipe? Oh, the poached egg recipe was also a really simple one. It's you bring the water in a medium-sized saucepan up to boil. Oh, for the water, you put like a tablespoon of vinegar in it, whether you want apple cider, any of the light-colored vinegars work. Rice vinegar, apple cider, or just plain white vinegar. I guess that would work if you have non-metal containers.
Well, then I wonder if there's like microwave rice cookers.
Probably. That's just ceramic, right? But it would probably be the same proportions for the microwave, because the moisture is not going to go anywhere. It's all in the microwave, so it's kind of sort of the same thing as a pressure cooker in a way. Yeah. But 3 minutes on the pressure cooker, and then the rice is done, fucking done. And it fluffs up beautifully. It's perfect for making fried rice with. It's great. I really like that.
Nice.
And the poached eggs, I learned, are really easy to make. So you put like the vinegar in and like your water, and you bring it up to a boil, and a light boil, not a heavy boil. And then you stir it until you have a nice whirlpool action going in your pan, and you crack the egg right in the middle of the whirlpool. That's it. And then that's a 2-minute timer for the poached egg. Then you pull it out. Slotted spoon works great for that. And that's the one that gives you the really nice shaped poached eggs that way. And if you don't care how pretty they look, you don't have to worry about the whirlpool thing, and you just dump however many eggs you want in there and cook them for 2 minutes at a light boil.
Just don't even crack them. Just throw the eggs in there.
Just throw them in. That's not really a poached egg at that point. But yeah, I learned that too. See, I learn cooking recipes all the time. And
I used to do that.
I should make the Shang Lu cookbook. But that's that. And the fucking no-knead bread recipe actually does work rather nicely. And just because it says no knead doesn't mean you can't make it a kneaded bread if you want. You want to.
You can knead it if you want.
I wonder if they're.
Of course, it's a little bit. You have to add extra flour.
Yeah. You really don't want to, though. You just let it sit. You see, the problem with the no knead bread is you're going to get an artisan loaf. It's not going to be shaped.
Right.
Okay. If you want a loaf-shaped loaf,
well, in theory, you could put.
Well, you put it in. I don't know if it would fit. I don't know if it would fit though.
True.
The dough might not fit.
Might have to make 2 smaller loaves.
Oh my God, that's so terrible. Let me see. But those are simple recipes for foods. Remember, eggs last 6 weeks in the fridge, so it's actually okay to stock. You can, stock up eggs 6 weeks at a time and use them up. Like use it on a monthly rotation. Like you don't. The problem is you need fresh eggs to make poached eggs. They have to be fresh. I should make you some poached eggs tomorrow.
Okay.
And hopefully they're fresh enough to be good. Who knows?
Hope so.
But yeah, you want fresh eggs. Like preferably is you own the chickens and they just laid the egg like 2 minutes ago, and then you're making a poached egg out of it. That's the best.
Chickens.
Yeah. When we get a home, we're gonna have fucking chickens and stuff, man. Somebody's gotta do the chicken egg farming and stuff, right?
Are we gonna have a rooster?
Can you handle killing chickens?
No.
Then you probably don't want a rooster.
Okay. See, I didn't think I wanted a rooster anyway, because I had a rooster and he tried to kill his sister.
Uh-oh.
And
I thought they only tried to kill other males.
No, well, he held her down and was pecking all the skin off of her head, so that her head like literally had the skin peeled off of it.
Oh, was she like a dirty cheating whore?
So I had to nurse her back to health, and then I kicked the rooster out of the coop.
Well, that's what I was also saying. If you want a rooster, you have to have at least 2 coops. And because you have to be able to control the breeding, and that rooster would go around and break all the eggs too, probably, if you let it in the hen cage, wouldn't it?
I don't think so.
So you'd have to make sure.
But the funny thing is okay. So I kicked him out of the thing. They were being kept in a horse stall that was like caged off, and so I kicked him out, and he kept getting back in the coop, and I'm like, how is this happening? Well, and so I kicked him out again, and then I hid and I watched, and the door, the big slidey door, because it was a horse stall. It had like these little bars that were like pretty close together, and he just like squeezed right through it like it was no big deal. It was
Chickens
amazing.
Birds are squirrely like that. They are. But I mean, I guess we would want a rooster if we would want to breed them.
See. Okay, the things about roosters is they're pretty mean.
I know. That's why you don't want a bunch of them. But the point is if you have good eggs, you'd want to breed your own chickens to keep having good eggs. And the problem with chickens is they get old and you're always going to have to eat some, but we have dogs, so that's really not a big problem. I don't like the whole killing chickens myself.
That chicken hurts while they're dying.
Well, because with the chicken, you can put them to sleep before you even kill them. So it really wouldn't hurt at all. It's still a brutal process, okay? You got to be pretty hardcore to be a farmer. All right, you're going to be acquainted with death. That's a part of farming. All right, it's not pretty, and you got to learn to kill and dress a chicken is an ordeal. That's for sure. It's about the largest animal I think I could handle killing and dressing myself. What?
No. I like.
I know, but when they get old and they're not laying eggs no more, you got to get rid of them.
They lay eggs for a pretty long time.
I know. I said when they get old. Okay. At least you're not slaughtering the youth this way.
Well, because the chickens,
Ladies.
the chickens that damn it, I forgot what I was going to say.
And then do you have to have a coop or can you free range them? But we have dogs, so you're going to have them in a coop.
I mean, they're definitely happiest when they're free range, and they hunt like grasshoppers and stuff.
You can always
they look like dinosaurs.
You can always have a fenced yard for them.
That's true. So the thing is you have to be careful in some places for like what raptor birds are around.
Yeah. Well, we do have dogs. That's the point of the dogs.
True. there is that. And I'm pretty sure dogs and chickens get along just fine as long as they've been introduced, you know, like at a young enough age or whatever.
Well,
No, a
chickens.
puppy would eat the chickens.
Or run away from them.
Yeah.
Not sure. We're not really sure.
Well, if
on
we had
that.
a rooster, she'd definitely run away from that.
But then you need two coops because and you'd want your rooster to have a healthy environment too. So you need a lot of space if you're going to be breeding your own chickens. But if you want to be an independent egg farmer, you're going to have to. The gup side of that is you have chickens for dog food. That's about how farming works.
So
It's all you have the whole circle of life.
Are you going to tell me that I can't name them?
You can name them all you want, but when they get old, they're going Logan's Run on you. Okay? What? I'm just saying, farming ain't all pretty.
Wasn't there a movie called Chicken Run?
Yes. It was a damn Disney movie.
Was it Disney?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Might have been something else.
They're broody. Well, yeah. And
they like nesting boxes.
Can you actually, do they keep their own nesting boxes? Or do they just lay eggs in any
most
place?
Most of our chickens only laid their eggs in like 2 nesting boxes.
Really?
So like, you know, they'd always be sharing them.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What a bunch of sluts. But that's the thing, and then you'd have to have a different coop if you had different kinds of eggs. Chicken laying, egg laying chickens.
There's different kinds of eggs.
Well, there's white eggs and there's brown eggs for sure. You got small, medium, and large, extra large. There's different by size. There's grade A, double A. I think there's another grade too besides double A.
As small farmers, are we really gonna like do that?
Or fingers. They don't have any of those things.
Do fish have sticks?
The roosters do fish have sticks. Or patties. Like, yeah, because if you wanted to actually make money off of your chickens, you would have to have a bunch of chickens. You'd have to have multiple coops. It would probably take a couple acres of land just for the chickens. Then you'd need a separate acre for the fucking chicken crap, and you'd have to cultivate the chicken crap so you can make, you know, Timothy McVeigh bombs. What?
Okay. In terms of what's good in a garden, chicken crap isn't your first choice.
No, but
horse crap is awesome.
No, what you want is the chicken crap or the cow crap. You need a 10-foot pile of it to make what's it called? Is it sodium nitrate? No, it's something nitrate. It's potassium nitrate. Anyways, if you have a 10-foot pile of cow shit, I think chicken shit works too. You can actually make your own potassium nitrate. It takes a year.
Woohoo!
So, and it has to be covered too, like protected from the rain. What? I looked this shit up. I told you YouTube is like terrorist university. It tells you how to make this shit. Literally. But it actually calls for a 10-foot pile of crap in a covered area. So you need like one of those, you need a covered area that can handle over 10 feet high, because you're talking about using a tractor bucket like to do this stuff, to move the crap.
So how do you collect the potassium nitrate?
Well, you let it sit there for months and you pee on it.
Okay, again though, how do you actually collect it?
Well, after peeing on it for a year, apparently the potassium nitrate will crystallize on the outside of the crap pile.
And then you go through harvest the crystals.
And you harvest the crystals.
Gotta go harvest the crap crystals.
Yeah, and then you have to purify them, which is actually not so hard of a process. It's just dissolving them and then letting them at a certain temperature. They will precipitate out of the liquid before any other things will precipitate out. Mm-hmm. And people usually do it 2 or 3 times, I guess. But yeah. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's a process. Is volatile. Wow. But that's what they're talking about. Farmers have everything they need to make fucking bombs without having to go buy shit from a store or anywhere. And that's why farmers are dangerous, and you really don't want to have them all depressed and mentally fucked up in the head. Because if you screw over your farmers can make truck bombs like easy. Like, think about it. Potassium nitrate. What's sulfur? That's another fertile. That's all that is a fertilizer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can mine it. So they buy fertilizer, which is sulfur, elemental sulfur. They can get the potassium nitrate on their own. They can grow it themselves. And then charcoal, anybody can make charcoal. It's too easy. It is fucking too goddamn easy to make charcoal. It's just fucking, you burn fucking organic material in an oxygen-free environment and you get charcoal. So that one's too fucking easy. I mean, anybody with a backyard can make their own charcoal, and that's carbon. And that's the 3 ingredients you need to make black powder. What?
Okay.
And then you go on YouTube to look up how to make timed fuses. Kaboom! Like the old Wile E. Coyote lighting the fuse. You like got to sneak away with the spool of wire and stuff.
Pull a Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's why you don't want fucking pissed off farmers. A farmer is actually way more dangerous than a veteran. See, a veteran knows how to fucking make like C4 bombs, like with detonators and modern technology and shit. Soldiers know how to use modern weapons of war, whereas a farmer knows how to make old-fashioned, off-the-books bombs. All right, so you tell me who's more dangerous, a homeless veteran with a rifle and a lot of ammo, or a farmer and a pile of cow crap? All right, because seriously.
Melissa's mom has car crap all over her car. Or bird crap all over her car.
Oh my gosh, stop parking under the trees. Oh, that kind of actual birds, because chickens and other birds are totally different kind of crap.
I think it would still be as not good.
Yeah. No, but it's a total different kind. Like seagulls and wild birds, it's totally different than chicken crap. Bat guano is another one. That's a high commodity.
That's supposed to be pretty good, yeah.
You know, if England went to wars over bat crap to steal basically another nation's natural resource. They didn't want to pay the good economic fair trade price for things. They just wanted to steal it. So they went to a war and slaughtered a bunch of people on a tiny island so they could steal their bat guanos.
Well, you know, it's
goddamn Brits, man.
What are you gonna do?
Well, it's like America's in Syria right now, forcing the farmers to sell them their wheat, and if the farmers refuse, they torch the crops. America is the terrorist right now. I mean, I'm straight up terrorism, like not just kind of bending the rules, but straight up being criminal scum. Let's see, what else? Man, it's so dark out there, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be sunny. It's still daytime. I swear, the sun's still out. It's only fucking 6 o'clock.
I'm still tired from our
Well, you want to take a nap?
excursion.
Okay. Wait.
Well, no, I mean our Seattle trip. I'm still tired from that.
Oh, wow.
It's been like 2 days.
Yeah. What else do we got? I think that's all I got for this time. Is there anything else? You guys got anything interesting to share?
You might have told me something before, but I don't remember.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think I got my appetite under control, maybe.
Mm.
2 days in a row, I haven't done any like food binging in the middle of the night.
You don't have any apples either.
No, that would be nice. I think the rice is a big key, though.
Mm.
Since I've been making the rice, like it fills me up, and I really don't like feeling full like that, but it actually makes me feel full, so I'm not going around looking for other foods after I eat rice. So I need to make sure I have rice in my
I'm
mouth.
finding eating actually more difficult lately because the
Oh,
doctor
yeah.
told me I should be chewing on this side. I was trying not to because they told me that I should try to not to. Before when the guy that did the surgery thing. And so I've been trying to chew on this side, and well, for one thing, I can't really feel it very much because there's a lot of numbness, so it's hard to really feel what I'm chewing. But then I keep getting poked in the back of the mouth with, I don't know, whatever it is that's not lined up. So it makes it really hard to chew on that
We're
side.
going to want you to take some more Tylenol soon and do your stretching exercises.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's also getting hot in here, and
Yeah.
I'm going to want to take off my shirt.
You're
soon.
hot. That's hot flashes.
I guess I'm getting
Sorry,
hot
I
flashes.
shouldn't tell that to everybody. Does
Well,
that matter?
I'm pretty much the age. My mom was 40, so I guess I'm doing
You made
okay.
pretty good then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm. What? There's people doing fireworks all over YouTube, making fucking TNT and stuff.
Yeah.
See, that's controlled, man. There's
Mhm.
there's channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers with some guy with a nice, pretty fucking face, and he's showing people how to make fucking dynamite in their fucking kitchen. But you can't.
And what happens when you blow up a thing coated with sealant stuff? Didn't the guy make like a shield thing with what is this stuff that we put
Oh, the
there?
Flex Seal.
Yeah.
They tried to make armor out of Flex Seal, but it didn't really turn out well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they shot it, it started bleeding because it wasn't dry inside.
Yeah, no, it says right on the can you can't go over like a quarter or a half inch of thickness.
And it was like
there's a block
something.
of it. Yeah, you have to pour it and let it dry in layers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yes, see, Toots, it's fucking YouTube is all fucking propaganda controlled. Then they're really they say later on in the year that this Hangouts on Air is going away. So if we are not able to get a better computer, we're not going to be able to live stream anymore.
Well, they said something about how live streaming isn't going to even be available to everybody.
What? No, they didn't say that. They just said they're removing this method.
Oh, I see.
They're basically. But before, in the beginning of the police state, they wanted everybody to be online and doing stuff, and they're spying on you. Now they want to control the message, so they're excluding all the poor people, because poor people are the first line of defense on problems. Mm-hmm. Poor people are the first on the front line of defense on whatever fucked up problems your civilization has. So they're silencing the poor people, and because they're creating this 1984 Sonoma nation where everybody gets to be in an echo chamber and pretend life is just fucking perfect.
Yippo.
So they got these big corporate channels that are there for Al Qaeda and Al Nusra to learn how to make bombs in Syria and stuff. But when you want to show what your kid's doing for the science fair, nope, can't do it. And don't mean that's that. I just mean as per example. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fucking fascism, man.
Yep. What are you gonna do?
So, but yeah, we're alive. We're working on. We got a lot going on that we can't talk about. It's dark. And later on in the year, we will unleash the dogs of news, I guess, or something.
Or tell what really happened.
The true life stories of Lou Plisken.
And we'll get there and I'll be,
I quit watching all the stupid channels that I was like just watching to kill time because I got tired of the fascism.
There's kind of no point in watching the YouTube shit.
And why? You know what? What I've learned is Americans, just for the most part, if they want to know how to survive the fucking famine that's coming, they'll find my channel. All right, I fucking tag them properly so it's searchable, I would assume, at some level. I have increasing subscriber base.
Shadow ban.
I have people find my channel and subscribe to it, so I have people are able to find my channel if they want to. the simple fact is I don't think the average person cares. Just they're in this Sonoma land, this brave new world.
Well, they're also all of the other YouTube things are like, more flashy. They've got the fancy microphone thing.
And this is just us talking.
And yeah, it's just whatever.
So I guess we're not really exciting enough for most people because we're talking about real life. It's scary things.
And there's nothing flashy or, we don't have the super chat shit or whatever.
Yeah, oh, fuck that, man. I'll never. Look, I got that big old callus right there.
What's that?
From the table. Because I don't have a mouse pad.
That's not.
I don't need a mouse pad.
I don't have a mouse pad either.
Well, you use the couch.
Oh, I guess I do, huh?
Yeah. But
the world is my mouse pad.
Because I've spent the last month, a good month, going everywhere I could on YouTube. And it's like literally 1 out of 100 actually cares to listen to what we have to say. And it's not even I'm not like going out there like these other dickheads that, the grand solar minimum. No. I'm sourcing my stuff. I'm linking the real fucking scientists, to real fucking farmers, to the real stories from the real news, from what's really going on in the world. Like stock market stuff, government crop reports.
But of course, the government doesn't want people to know that that's what's really happening.
No, but we talk about
start to panic.
But we talk about what they're lying about. That's the whole point of what I'm saying is I put my sources out there.
I'll be back.
Can't even type fire. Oh, I can see your fire. It's like some words you can't even type on chat anymore, like nigger. Yeah, you can't even type nigger on YouTube chat. I've tested it, like, and I'm not getting blocked by the channel owners. YouTube is censoring words now. YouTube thinks they're the goddamn moral fucking authority. I have a plan for those motherfuckers, but that's in the future, people. The reason you don't see a lot of like war news and geopolitical stuff happening, it's all behind the scenes, the closed doors. Like yesterday was the trilateral meeting in Tel Aviv between Russia, America, and Israel. And the 28th is when the 28th, 29th, and 30th, like Trump already flew to Japan like a day early, I guess, for the G20 meeting. The G20 is happening. Also, there's this thing called PACE, and I forget what it stands for, but it's like some kind of a European Council type of thing. Well, they voted to allow Russia back in, and then Ukraine said they're quitting it because Russia's there. But there's a bunch of political stuff going on, and it's like not big action stuff. Syria is preparing for their next round of battles, and Russia is doing a lot of shipping of hardware into Syria. Iran is doing something. Iran's pulling out of the JCPOA, but they're doing it the legal way. And remember, I was explaining to people a little while back on how international treaties work and how it's actually laws between nations.
Okay.
And that each nation has to go through their own political system to make it a national law. Well, the JCPOA has sections within it on how a party, the rules for them to quit the treaty. And America broke the treaty itself and broke the law by just walking out on it completely. That was a violation of the treaty itself. And it's why Iran constantly says they're not going to negotiate with Trump. They'll never talk to America as long as Trump is the president,
anyway.
Because he broke his law, broke the word. Oh, wow. A word tracker. I can still see that. But the point of it is last month, Iran initiated the articles of the JCPOA, allowing them to withdraw from the treaty. And it's a slow withdrawal. So they've done phase 1, and they gave Europe time to unfuck themselves. They said, Europe, you're telling us we have to follow this treaty, but you're not doing your part of it. Their part is buying and selling products to Iran. buy Iranian oil, sell Iran medicines and other things. It's a trade treaty. It's simply a trade treaty that has stipulations on nuclear requirements added into it. But other than that, it's a trade treaty. And Europe is fucking over Iran by not obeying the treaty. It's a trade treaty and they're not following it. So they're violating the treaty too. Iran's the only one following it. So they started to pull out, and come July, they have a date they already put out. They're going to do stage 2 of pulling out of the treaty. And I'm pretty sure they also said they're a signatory to the I think it's called the INT, the International Non-Proliferation Treaty. And that's the treaty that people, nuclear nations, agreed to not sell nuclear stuff to certain other peoples. Well, Iran said they're going to pull out of that treaty too if people don't stop screwing them over. Oh, that's something I learned about Iran. Iran, they care more about results than like the letter of the law. So they care about actual doing the right thing. I guess I should wait. We got the microwavers going.
Sorry.
I can send, well, I own this channel, so I should be able to send anything I want to. Can I say nigger on chat? Let's find out. Can anybody see the nigger?
I see, there's a nigger.
I see it, nigga. Oh my goodness. What? He said he can't see it.
Really?
I own this fucking channel.
Wow.
And I can't even say nigger on my own fucking channel. That's fucking fucked up right there, man. Do you got it on live chat?
And your thing's probably flagged now.
Probably, oh, yeah. We'll have to go to a different channel because of this. Holy shit, they can't see it. See? YouTube, we live in censorship land. And you know something? YouTube is owned by Google, which is owned by Alphabet, which is the CEO is the person, is the chairman of the FCC right now. Meaning it's actually direct fucking fascism. It's an actual violation of the Constitution for fucking that person in the government, anything he owns, to do censorship. So it's actually violation of the Constitution right there. That's why I tell people America has no laws. There is no justice. They're fucking shitting all over the Constitution. The courts are a fucking joke. They're a mockery of justice in America.
They're pretty much just for the rich people.
They're for they're rich people to show off. Wow. That's crazy. So there you go. My point, and with Iran, the one thing I learned is they care more about actually, Mocha, good girl. They care more about results and like getting rid of their scumbags than they do about the actual letter of the law. So apparently they don't really have stiff sentences for like people that commit things like rape and kidnapping, but what they do have is laws on the books to execute gay people. So how it usually works is they'll capture the rapist and the kidnapper and they'll convict them for being gay and then execute them.
We'll let you go for the raping and kidnapping, but you're gay, so that's it. You gotta go.
I think it's hilarious because liberals in America are going, oh, they're executing the gay people. And every example of a gay person they executed was a person that was convicted of rape and kidnapping. So they're complete scumbag criminals, and they're just using the most convenient law in the books to get them out of the civilization.
Oh, they're gay.
Oh, they're gay.
Pretty sure he was hitting on me. He's gay.
Yeah. So, boom, off with their heads. And it's like they're eliminating their scumbags based off of them calling them gay. It's hilarious, I think. Because I guarantee you, if you were just an actual gay person, that the government really doesn't care.
Probably not.
I mean, if you're not out in public sticking your dick in people or whatever, like scissoring on the subway, right? Like, they probably don't really care very much because a lot of them are gay in the governments and the church and stuff. So they really probably don't care if you're gay. I don't see Iranians up in arms over the gays being executed. I don't see that. I read Iranian newspapers every day. I don't see the population complaining about that. I don't see it. So I must assume that when they do these things, they're using laws and it's just a convenient use of the law. And kind of funny if you think about it. So if you're going to be doing a sicko crime in Iran, you're going to get executed for being gay.
Because rape is so gay.
Yeah, it is. This is the New Learning Channel. I'm sorry. I guess that's what we do here. We share information and ideas. My skin on my head is getting really not good. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like up my normal, where my hair is, it's fine, but like on behind my ears and my neck and up on my forehead, I don't like it. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know what to tell you.
And that's all I got for this round of chat.
Yeah, I might need a nap.
Okay, I guess that gives me time to not cook right away. It's only 6, guys. Your dinner don't come until 7 at the earliest. So we had them on chicken for a day and a half, and now they're back to ham, so they're all excited because, it's ham.
Just wait till you give them the catfish. They'll really be
Oh,
excited.
yeah. That's what I do is because hams are big and they're supposed to last me a week, and I think because I eat too much of it myself, it lasts about 5 days.
I thought you said 6 days.
Oh, I hope. But so like when dogs like variety in their diet. So after I get done with a ham, I give them a day or two of a different kind of meat to break up the monotony. And that keeps them like loving the food. Mocha used to be so picky, but now with the fresh meats I serve them, she gets all excited over it.
So they're not like, ham again, geez.
Yeah, they do though. Like when I feed them too much of the same meat for like more than a week in a row, they start to lose interest. They really do. And so they really get really excited when they get a new meat. They do. It's hilarious.
They do get excited. It's funny.
Yeah. Oh no. I think we'll go and we'll be back next time with new stuff. And for now, I thank you all for hanging out with us. You guys, Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, we'll talk about that next time.
Yep.
See you all later.
Bye.